So this is a test video. I'm just going to see if I can. I'm trying to see if I can get the audio to work, and the idea is to get this up and running from scratch. So I'm pretty comfortable with arrays, classes, for loops, and I'm trying to see how long it would take me. Speed not necessarily being the issue, but it kind of is. So let's check out. Actually, let's do a quick test run as well. So I think the best way to start with setup. Size of our canvas, little 600 by 600, and withdraw. As we do this, we're not gonna add anything that hasn't been declared. I don't think we are. Should I reference as of right now? Yeah, that's fine. So next is going to construct our class. This would be a similar. This would be arguments. Jesus Christ. This would be a lot simpler than the last one, and as such, it shouldn't take anywhere near as long. So our variables, we need a Pac-Man position, Pac-Man X. We need our Y Pac-Man position, Pac-Man our ghost position. We'll assign values to these as we need them. Goes to float ghosty. Haha. We're also going to need a diameter. Actually, we're going to leave those out. We just assign hard numbers to those because this is no longer an assignment. This is no longer an assignment with a condition of no hard numbers. So let's not create unnecessary variables where we can just name them. And we'll come back and add variables as we need them. Secondly, we need our constructor. So, right. Okay, cool. So once again, this would be a one argument constructor, and the only thing that we're asking for is the position of Pac-Man. Temp 1, Pac-Man 1, correct. Whew. Temp Pac-Man Y, and we're actually going to change that because no reason to have temp Pac-Man Y since we're getting comfortable with it. Supposedly, I think I need my squiggly next. Yes, sweet. And Y, and if I'm not mistaken, I think here I only need to. Well, we don't have a float tab. No, that's fine. It's not being used. So here we'll say Pac-Man. Capital Y. Let's change that over there. Change the X as well. This helps to distinguish where things end and things start. Words can't really include spaces. Right? This equals to temp Y, and that's it. There's a constructor. Very simple. Only takes one argument. No periods. Next we need our functions. So let's make our Pac-Man. Gotta be careful with these, what I name these things. So Mr. Pac-Man, or Mr. Pac, sure. And how will we define Mr. Pac? As the last time. Sure. Pretty sure that is correct. Missing a keyword there for Mr. Pass. And our Pac-Man is an arc. He's an arc. Arc. Starting position, Pac-Man. We're actually going to get rid of this later because we could just assign a hard value to Pac-Man X. Actually, yes, we could assign a hard value to Pac-Man X, I believe. Because the Y is the only thing that changes. Pac-Man X, Pac-Man Y, the beginning arc, it's 0.25, 0.23. 0.52, not even close. You're a disgrace, Jose. 0.52, 5.5, since I just saw that. And I believe pi to end, so that it closes it off. So there's our Pac-Man. Isn't that simple? Let's add no stroke. We could, whatever, just add a stroke of 0. I don't want any recursion issues to occur later, or any issues with the draw function since it reiterates. Fill, it's 252, 252. It's the yellow fill, and here once that's filled in, we want no fill, so I don't want that to bleed into my ghost. And that's it. So now we need our ghost. The ghost. This guy keeps following me around throughout the main streets of Brooklyn. Christ, our ghost is defined a little more difficult. Alright, so we just make him many lips. We'll cheat, make him many lips, and we'll have him start at same deal. Ghost X, Ghost Y. Make him higher than he is wider, so 30, 60, sure. And he also needs a fill. Let's get creative. So let's say if mouse press was false, which by default will be false, you won't be pressing on the mouse, then fill, we'll set that to blue. I like to indent my if statements as I go, just give me some sort of clarity, lets me know what's happening and where it's happening, and kind of where through the if statement fall within the if statements. Else, so this statement is by default is true. So this one doesn't need a test. Else, and within the else we'll have an else if. But this is I can probably condense this, I'd imagine, to the point where it's much simpler. If, and with the else statement is going to be an if statement in and of itself. So if random number from 0 to 1, just one parameter, is less than 0.5, then execute following. Then fill will be black, and move this up here. So and then this one gets its own else. Else fill will be white. Sorry, black initially, and here we are done. So I kind of get lazy or cheaty, and I don't like to count my squigglies. As I get more comfortable with this, I guess I will. I'll get more comfortable with it. I need to add over here when we want the ghost to flicker, we need to add a stroke, and we need the stroke to be white because the background is black. Stroke 55, and actually, I'm also going to add a stroke weight because I feel like some definition in the lines would be useful. Stroke weight, sorry. So what do we have right now? We add a stroke rate. Want to see how, if we can add stroke rate, what kind of a difference it makes. Gosh, this is complicated. Where is my fill? Stroke is here. Don't need that there. I want it here. Okay. Stroke weight. Uh-oh. Not sure what's going on there. We're just close and open. Add the stroke rate back. Maybe I was playing around with it. I don't necessarily recall. Can't even blame it on sleep deprivation anymore because I caught up on sleep. So when it crosses the line, the stroke weight should become 2. I want to see if it defines it better. Compare that to, so we'll say that. Compare it to the other version of the final assignment. Stroke weight, run it real quick. If we click, it starts blinking. There's a stroke weight of 1. I want to compare it to stroke weight 2, or stroke weight of default. This is here. Oh, whoa. And actually, that was a mistake, but that's kind of funny. Yeah, I think I do like the 2 a lot more. It's kind of cool. Alright, let's proceed with our self-assignment. There's our ghost. The ghost is done. Let's clean all of this up. And next we gotta move them. So move, our move function. Alright, let's try to keep this as simple as possible. So we're gonna move Pac-Man to the right. We'll just move Pac-Man to the right and we'll move the ghost up and down. So just for simplicity, we will not add any of the slope or the slope and interaction, anything of that nature. Just keep it nice and simple, get it running, and check out the video. So, Pac-Man X. And then we just want ghost Y equals plus 1.5. It's arbitrary numbers. Just want the ghost to move slower. Now we don't want it to stay within the bounds of the screen. If ghost Y speed Pac-Man, speed G. As I said, as we make these, we'll find them. Speed P, so speed G. Actually, we do not. Yeah, whatever, we'll leave it. I'm not sure where I stand there, in case you want to play around with this a little bit later. So if ghost Y is less than, let's say, well, did we set a diameter? I think I'm missing. Actually, I'm missing a lot of stuff in my Pac-Man. Made a diameter. I need 2. 50. Yeah. Case makes waste. Right? To say within 50 off the screen, or ghost Y is greater than height minus 50. We will have speed G equal to negative speed G. Turn it around. And that's enough. We're okay with the Pac-Man getting off the screen. That's fine. It's within. That's fine. Actually, we're not okay with Pac-Man getting off the screen. We'll include our own if statement for Pac-Man as well. If Pac-Man and X becomes greater than Pac-Man X becomes greater than width plus, we haven't even given it a excuse me, we haven't even given it a diameter yet, I don't think, because it's 25, we will have the Pac-Man restart. So in theory, eventually, with enough, as it loops, eventually it'll catch the ghost. Pac-Man X equals negative 25, negative 50. Make sure it's off the screen. And I think we're done. Give these values, give these some initial values. Equals, have Pac-Man start off the screen. Pac-Man Y is going to have to be given to us. The ghost started randomly between 50 and height minus 50. That's the ghost Y. Nice job. The X will be height minus 50. It's supposed to be width, which is the same thing because our canvas is 600 by 600. The speed of Pac-Man will be 3. Actually, we will set it to 15, so that it might be 12. The speed of the ghost will be 2. I don't think I'm missing anything. I might have one or maybe not one extra squiggly bracket, but that will be dealt with when it gets dealt with. So now what do we need to do? We need to name our Pac-Man object. So a variable of the Pac-Man class, will be Mr. Pac-Man, and then do this over here. We'll make Mr. Pac-Man as a new Pac-Man. And I have to give it a parameter, which is the Y coordinate for Pac-Man. Pac-Man Y, yeah. We'll say, sure, you start at 300. Void draw, we need to have Mr. Pac-Man family call on functions within the Pac-Man class. Mr. Pac-Man object call on the functions within the Pac-Man class. Dot display. And this is what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be practice for for syntax. So display what? Display Mr. Pac-Man dot Ghost, Mr. Ghost, and Mr. Pac. You see, now I don't like that. Mr. Pac, Mr. Pac and Mr. Ghost. I don't even know if that's capital or not. Yes, it is. Make capital over here. I feel like I'm all over the place right now, but progress is being made. And we'll run this and find out what's happening. Extra squiggly. Another extra squiggly. There's a void. Oh. What I was afraid of. Alright, so now we'll run through this slowly. This part, we can edit it out. Else is our if statement. Bracket for the argument. I think this one isn't needed. Else everything within here happens. Alright, and now now we'll compare and contrast. Open recent, organization 1. Class, squiggly, variables, constructor, naming our values. This could have been cleaned up as well, I guess. Or I should say, this is redundant, line 7 and line 21. So there's our constructor. This is the only thing I think I needed on the presentation. So I don't, there's the constructor, sorry. Here's our Pac-Man function. Let's name this display pack. No need things to be as. Oh, this isn't even a function or nothing. Display pack. Move. Okay, so now let's continue with finding the issues. Display Pac-Man is stroke, color, arc, no fill. We don't want any issues with fill. Oh, nope, I didn't even need that. Our void ghost. We'll name this display ghost as, what is it, Mr. Ghost over here? Change display Pac-Man. We'll change these. I feel like this syntax is just better. Oh, these names are better. It lets me know what's happening. Display ghost, and doesn't give me any issues with the name of the actual class or the object. For display pack, nothing complicated happening. I'm gonna end up editing out all these if statements. So Pac-Man is good. Now we go to the ghost. This is where the issues start. We'll just compare the if statements. It's more or less the same. This is alright. Why is this happening? Oh, this happened to me in the presentation as well. I ended up having to get it from Dropbox. For some reason, I ended up making both of them the same. Or maybe I just switched them over. Okay. If mouse pressed equals false, there's your fill. Oh, there's an issue there. There's an extra one here. Nope, wait. This is the good one. Sorry, this one is the good one. Okay. Alright. So maybe I'm missing one here. That's false. This one is missing one. So if else I execute these. Let's see if this is. Okay. There's nothing else happening here. Okay. Else open squiggly. Did I make this more complicated than it needed to be? Else, if it. Oh, it's two ifs as opposed to if else. That's interesting, because I think I could have just made this. Actually, we'll check that. I'm pretty sure I could have just changed this to an else here, and it shouldn't give me any issues. We'll check that out later. If random 1 greater than 0.5, without argument, execute the following. Should be it's interesting. I'm so past this. This is missing a colon though. Where's our move function? Now we're on to this. No, I understand what it's telling me. Maybe I'm missing another squiggly. Striking semicolon, that is correct. Striking another semicolon. Jesus Christ. One. Anyway, how many? Variable ghost wide. Oh Jesus Christ! This hasn't even been. What does it say? Wait. Ghost. Kind of makes me wonder how long it takes then to get these things to work. Haste makes waste. Where's our ghost? This is 600 by 600. There's no background. Did I not call our ghost function? Or did I change it? If mouse press is false, the fill should be blue. And there's our ellipse. Something's wrong. RGB, red, green, blue. Mouse press is false, which is always the case. Line 17, the ellipse should be blue. Explain this to me, Jose. Okay, once we figure out why our fill is not coming out blue, we will have a black fill at any point.
Alright, man, I hope you feel better.
Oh, that's for the flickering. It's fine. Black, white. So compare and contrast. What is happening here? Let's play ghost. If mouse press was false, the fill should be blue. Open squiggly, close squiggly. I also wish that would have a different word. It seems so silly and childish. Squiggly. Squiggly. It's always nice to be kids, right? If I really do not like this construction here, I'll clean that up as well. Like, how long? Just let me know how long it's been going on for. Some information would have been nice, or maybe I could have just been a responsible adult and kept track of time. See if I play around with this number. If it gives me anything. It's kind of annoying because mouse press. This isn't good. This statement should be false by default. Let's give it a stroke. Give it a white stroke as well. See if anything comes up. So this isn't being recognized at all for some reason. Okay. So let's change the construction of this if statement. It's not what I wanted to do. So we're gonna make this true. We're gonna include all of this up here, and our else would be fill should be blue. And this is gonna give me an issue. I'm missing one. I think I just have one too many. I'm missing one. Missing another one. Jesus Christ. Still. Am I constructing this in a weird way? Display the ghost. I'm not enjoying this at all. This doesn't make sense. We're just gonna run right after each other. So it's all gonna go nice and smooth, and everybody was gonna be happy. Let's so we're gonna change this. We're gonna make the imaginary line make the ghost blink. Go from there. We'll just name it here. I'm not too happy how that went. So 750. 300. If X line. In case I want to play with it. I still need this construction. At this point, I'm so past this. Just need this. Don't need the else statement. If it's not, which it normally isn't going to be, then the fill is blue. Come on, blue. Sure. Imagine. Is this an issue? Whatever. That's what happens when you copy and paste. So it's 255. Slow down Pac-Man. Not enjoying any of this. This is not cool. Okay, here it's overlapping, so not what we want. Try this one more time. 2 more minutes and I am done. I'm just going to change the fill to be blue and I'll be happy with that. Define happy. Pac-Man passes the imaginary line. We're defining the stroke rate and the stroke, and we deal with this random scenario between the number between 0 and 1. It should be flickering. If that statement is false, then it completely skips over that line and did the fill. If the statement is false, the fill should be blue. If the statement is true, then this statement here will overlap this statement here. Will override this statement here. So, God help me. And then I want no fill after you fill the ghost. Is that correct? Yes. Project for later. Alright. And this is how we will end this. Erase all this shit. There's our Pac-Man. There's our ghost, and we will fill them blue. The good old fashioned way. It's supposed to be a test nonetheless. Cool. Speed up Pac-Man for the purpose of our experiment. We're done. So, God.